Welcome to Western Wisconsin Journal. I'm Meg Heaton, and my guest today is Ann Searles, a familiar face among nonprofits that serve the Hudson area and beyond. Many of you may know her as the former executive director of the United Way St. Croix Valley, but she's taken on a new, very specific leadership role committed to ending hunger in Western Wisconsin. She is now leading the St. Croix Valley Food Bank right here in Hudson, and is here today to talk about the history of hunger relief in the region and the challenges that lie ahead in ending the growing problem of hunger in our area. Welcome and congratulations on your new job, Ann.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
This is quite a new, taking up a big challenge. Could you start by giving us a little history on what's been done in the past to fight hunger in our area and how this has brought us to the creation of the St. Croix Valley Food Bank?
Yes, so we've never had a local food bank right here serving Western Wisconsin. And back in 2007, the executive director at the time, John Coughlin, for United Way St. Croix Valley, was approached by local community members that the smaller rural communities were having a difficult time putting food on their shelves to serve their own community. So at that point, John Coughlin led the way and launched a small little warehouse in partnership with the Lutheran Church right off of Badlands, and distributed monthly food to these food pantries in the region to make sure that no one would go hungry. So that started in 2007. At the time, 56,000 pounds of food was being distributed. Now let's look back to last year. Over 750,000 pounds of food was distributed just by United Way in response to the growing need. So we knew that something needed to be done, because everyone knows the United Way is all about the campaign and bringing nonprofits together and supporting our community, as well as the 211 service. So this community impact program of hunger was really becoming its own organization.
And, I don't think a lot of people in our area understand just how big the problem of hunger is in our area. And that problem is expected to get even bigger from what I understand. Can you talk about that for a little bit, where we're at now, what you did this year, and what you're expecting to have to do?
Yes, so the need has grown over the years, and in the past 2 years, Second Harvest had approached us, and they were serving the area, providing food to the food pantries. They also saw how we were having an impact, and they said, can we partner? We're falling short in meeting the need. The poverty rates, coupled with the impact of job loss and everything that was going on, we really were falling short in providing enough food to meet the need. And there was conversations that were had to identify, how can we do this together? And so that is where that partnership came together. A new independent nonprofit, St. Croix Valley Food Bank, was created. And that was created October of last year. So right now we have transitioned and built up the capacity to be able to respond to the need based on studies that have shown the level of need and growth in the region and falling short with providing enough food to meet the need. So now we have officially launched the new food bank. I'm delighted to share with you that we have 68 pending orders that are out there right now, scheduled to be delivered in the next couple of weeks. We have already delivered to our pantries and meeting the need. What is nice is that we're going to be able to make more frequent deliveries than Second Harvest was able to do. We have a relationship with these pantries. There's pantries that have been distributing out of basements, and here now we're going to be able to provide them access to low cost food and really move from 3 million pounds of food to 6 million pounds of food, making it easily accessible to those in need so we can get one step closer to ending hunger. That's what our challenge is right now, and we're ready to go.
Can you explain a little bit what the relationship is with Second Harvest and how that works, how the kind of the food moves from one place to another?
Yes, so Second Harvest previously was delivering to the pantries, and they weren't able to reach all of the pantries because of the nature of the rural areas. So what we're able to do is to limit the transportation for Second Harvest. So they'll be coming right here to Hudson in our new warehouse in the EOP building. We have 4 dock doors, large warehouse space. And then what we do here at the St. Croix Valley Food Bank will be moving that product across the region. Additionally, being right here on the river, often trucks will go across and they will be too heavy and they'll need to unload product. So there are such great opportunities. We have received in the past a semi-load of watermelons. We just got a call for some roast beef that needed to be unloaded. So there's really some wonderful opportunities to have this local food bank and to be able to distribute. The only partnership with Second Harvest is to leverage our buying power. Mm-hmm. So of course, Second Harvest has those contracts with the local Minneapolis, St. Paul, General Mills, and so forth. So they get access to low cost food. So for every $1, we can buy $8 worth of food and carry that savings down to all of our food pantries here in the region.
And could you talk a little bit about the funding, how that works?
Yep. So St. Croix Valley Food Bank, we're an independent nonprofit. We've been very fortunate to have received some wonderful foundational grant dollars from the Anderson Corporate Foundation, Fred C. and Catherine B. Anderson Foundation, Hugh J. Anderson Foundation, Otto Bremer Trust, Excel, many foundations. They know the need and they believe in our work and they have supported us. We also have launched a campaign to the community. It's called Fill the Food Bank. I talked a little bit about our history. And while that was under the United Way umbrella, now we're an independent local food bank meeting the local need. We're still committed to making sure those local food pantries that may not be able to support themselves have food on their shelves. So any kind of local support is greatly appreciated.
Talk a little bit about the pantries that you serve, how many of them there are and where they're located.
Well, we're up to 39, wow. And last week it was 38. So I'm just delighted to share with you, we're serving Pierce, Polk, St. Croix, and Burnett counties. So all of Western Wisconsin is what is the region has been identified as. We have just met today with Balsam Lake Food Pantry. They're going to have a brand new food pantry in their area, and they'll be able to access some low-cost food from us that will deliver. Somerset Food Pantry was just added, and as well as here locally in Hudson. Hudson is very fortunate. It has 3 very, very strong programs. The Hudson Pantry that is located in St. Pat's, the Hudson Backpack Program that serves the families in the region, and then Fresh Express out of Cornerstone Church, which is a mobile pantry that goes to areas of need right here in Hudson and does neighborhood food distributions, as well as the church opens up weekly for food distributions right here in Hudson.
That's terrific. And going from, what you did, 750,000 plus pounds this year to 6 million is the goal, right? In 20. Yes. What strategies or plans do you have to make that happen? That's a big leap. That's 5 times as much food then.
Right. So what we've done is we've taken on the Second Harvest Heartland pantries that they had already been serving in Western Wisconsin. So what we've done is we have the capacity now. So I'll give you an example. In the past, TFAP, which is the Emergency Assistance Food Program, has a third of a semi-load of milk available to be distributed across Western Wisconsin, but no one had the capacity to take advantage of it. Now we have the capacity, and this is free milk that'll be distributed across Western Wisconsin. So there's those programs that we haven't been able to take advantage of because we didn't have our own local food bank. Now we do. And I can share with you the opportunities and the doors that have opened up with this new local food bank to source new food from new manufacturers and producers have been just amazing, as well as our local farmers. We are very supportive of our local farmers. Just talked to a farmer today that they have some broccoli at the end of the week. So that is how we're going to get one step closer to ending hunger, distributing more food, making it more accessible. We have delivered 3 weeks in a row to the same pantry who had never, who would get a delivery once every other week. So because we're here locally, we're able to move product more efficiently and get closer to that 6 million pounds of food.
And you can offer, I mean, I remember doing a story when I was with the newspaper that John was so excited because they had a refrigerator finally, because it used to be you could just do canned goods. And I mean, distributing food now, I mean, it's really evolved into a full service grocery store type of an event, right?
You're so right, Meg. And that's a big component of all of this. We want to provide those most in need access to healthy food, because we all know and we all enjoy healthy food, right? But we all know the impact of providing fresh produce, milk, protein. It really has an impact on your health and everything that comes along with your day-to-day activities. So I am carrying on John's focus and really bringing it to that next level of making sure we provide all kinds of food to those we serve.
I think it's terrific when you mentioned the truckers coming across and they end up weighing in and they have to get rid of it. How does that connection make its way to you?
Oh, we're so fortunate. So we have contacted the truck stations, but what happens is we're on the map, especially now with our local food bank and being a partner with the Second Harvest Feeding America network. So it's, those truckers, they need to unload, and what better place for a manufacturer than to a local food bank that's right off of 94. So we know we've already gotten a couple calls, and we know they'll continue.
That's great, because what I love is that you go from individual farmers who are giving you what they can all the way up to these massive semi trucks. And these are all people that are contributing to this effort, which has really evolved. I mean, I know you've been in this kind of work for so long. To see this evolve and happen the way it is has to be incredible.
It is incredible. When I started 5 years ago, it was so different. And recognizing the need and seeing how that need has grown and recognizing the challenges. So I think there's a lot of thought in what does the face of hunger look like? And we all have that vision. But you realize very quickly when you're in this business that there's often people who never expected to be in this situation, and to be able to provide them with monthly food or weekly produce, to be able to have them make ends meet, it can solve so much. And it's really something easy that we can do. So that's what I've learned. I've learned that often people are working. They just simply cannot make ends meet, or they may have lost their job. During the pandemic, we launched an emergency food distribution, and that had such an impact on so many families. And it was easy to do. And I think that's what we have to realize, that if we can fill the gap, it ultimately will make us stronger as a community, as a region.
Well, and I think the fact that you're partnering with with all these different people too, the level of awareness, is up. You've got a much higher profile now, and the level of awareness is up more. And people want to be of help if they can. They want to.
Oh, you're 100% right. And what we're hearing from our pantries, they are delighted to have their own food bank. And they're delighted for us to call them and say, hey, we have an extra pallet of watermelons that came in. Would you like them? We can deliver them. And they'll get the food out. And that's what is so important. The pantries have been just so welcoming and excited, and it's just been a wonderful partnership. Also, the community, we've had some great community support wanting to partner with us. The Hudson Rotary, I need to give them a shout out, the Daybreak Rotary, as well as the Noon Rotary, working on initiatives so we can raise $25,000 here for the local Hudson Food Bank that serves Western Wisconsin. So lots of individuals, foundations, businesses have really have helped us get launched, but we do still need community support to keep this wonderful thing going. And it is the community food bank.
Are you seeing there used to be, and I shouldn't say used to be, there was a stigma attached sometimes to people using a food bank. People were reluctant to do it, or people outside of it would judge those who were using it. Where do we stand with that? Has the pandemic and the fact that more people are using it and need it made that less of an issue?
You're 100% right, Meg. Yes, it has evolved. And I really think it really had an impact with the mobile pantry. So I'll give you an example. Of course, COVID, we had to wear masks, we had to go curbside, and then we did our pop-ups in different areas. So we made it easy for people to swing by either on their way home from work or during the noon hour, just to make sure that they had access. And we had to adjust because of the pandemic, but little did we know that adjustment resulted in reaching a whole nother group of people that truly needed the help, but did not take that step to go to the pantry. Pantries, they're still being used. There's still a need for pantries, but there's also a need to evolve with hunger and to provide that accessibility, especially for our senior population. We do a distribution monthly in Deer Park. Wonderful group of people, but no local grocery store, no food pantry. And just coming in once a month, distributing food, and this is through the St. Croix Valley Food Bank, identifying those food deserts has made such a difference in the lives of those people that live in those communities. So it has evolved, Meg, and it will continue to evolve.
I know you're not doing this alone. I wanted you to talk a little bit about the staff that you have, and I'm sure that there are volunteers that are at the center of everything as well.
Thank goodness I'm not doing this alone. You're 100% right. So very fortunate. Warren Schneider is the board president for the St. Croix Valley Food Bank. We have an operations manager, Dana Cahoon, who is a Hudson resident and part of the Hudson Hockey Association. We have Tom Holland. Tom Holland is our logistics coordinator, and many people know Tom from the founder of the YMCA. He's out now delivering to our food pantries. We have Carl Volk. Carl Volk is a longtime Hudson resident. He's in charge of our program management with our food rescue, our mobile distributions, and our agency relations. We also have Jordan Stewart, who is helping us with donor relations and administrative support, and then Jen Kowalski, who's our volunteer coordinator. So half of our employees are part-time. Our main operations manager, program manager are full-time, but it does take a team, and they're all from Hudson but me. So I'm delighted to have that local employment and knowledge and skills here in Hudson. It's just been a pleasure working with them and being a partner.
And there are volunteers with the food bank itself, or are you talking about in the pantries or what?
Nope, within the food bank, we could not do it with our crew of volunteers. We have so many different groups that volunteer, as well as we have a core group of volunteers, about 10 to 15 that help us out on a regular basis. But we are always looking for volunteers and making sure that giving people an opportunity to come and help and give back is such a gift.
Mhm.
I find it's a gift to the community, but a gift to the person who gets to volunteer. And if you're interested in volunteering, please reach out to us and we'll connect you with Jen Kowalski, our volunteer coordinator.
That's great. I do want to go back though, and let's talk a little bit more about this fundraising effort and how the community can support the efforts that you're making. Where is the fundraising at, and how can people support that?
Yeah, so it's Fill the Food Bank. We opened up the food bank in July and started our operations. You can donate online through our website, which is just simply www.stcroixvalleyfoodbank.org. Also, we're located at 1231 Industrial, right across from Fleet Farm. Stop by anytime. We'd love to give you a tour and tell you more about the great work that we're doing. We're prepping for September. September is Hunger Awareness Month. It's a national recognition. We're going to be having a community-wide open house, just many events around hunger. So if you are a local business who'd like to partner with us in any way during the month of September, please reach out to me. We'd be delighted to partner with you because I think it'll be a great time to broaden the awareness and the opportunities for people to help local people in the area who are struggling with hunger.
Have you set a date for the open house?
It's probably going to be the second Saturday in September, which is the official Hunger Action Day, but stay tuned.
Okay, good. Now, is there anything else you want to mention that I haven't asked you about, Ann?
I just think everyone should know hunger is real. Mm-hmm. And I think there's always been perceptions of what hunger looks like. And I think you'd be surprised. And if you are able to give and to support and help end hunger, you truly are having an impact in building a stronger community across Western Wisconsin. So hunger is real and it is here.
Well, it's very gratifying because over my 27 years with the Star Observer, I did stories on the backpack program and on the food pantries and so many other of our nonprofits that work to support those who need help in the community, Operation Help, all of those. So to hear that this is coming together to this extent and has such amazing goals, and I'm certain you're up to the leadership task. It's very gratifying. So thank you very much for sharing the information with us. And it's good to talk with you. The St. Croix Valley Food Bank, again, is located at 1231 Industrial Street, right across from Fleet Farm. Excellent location. And for more information, you can go to their website, stcroixvalleyfoodbank.org, or call 715-629-5405. And thank you for joining us on Western Wisconsin Journal.
Thank you.